Well, here we are with Alan Nohl, the chairman of the Sheboygan Veterans Memorial, and he's going to explain to us about John Ibe's father. Here's microphone.
All right, we are here at the headstone of John Ibe's father, Gottfried, and his stepmom, Marie. His mother died of a tragic industrial accident while she was working in a bakery shop here in Sheboygan. And later on, Gottfried got married to Marie, and between the two families, they had 11 children. And also, they were very dedicated to serving their country. So between John and his brothers and cousins, we had 11 members from basically the Ibe family serving during World War II. One of John's brothers, Lieutenant Charles Ibe, was one of the forces that hit Normandy Beach and received the Purple Heart. John served over in the Pacific on an aircraft carrier which was sank, and he was one of the survivors of that ship and was a very successful businessman after he retired from the Navy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Fernando Rojas. I'm here with Alan Nohl, chairman of the Sheboygan Veterans Memorial, celebrating the 31st anniversary of this incredible memorial, one of the most beautiful in the United States and the world. Please tell us about it, Alan. Here we're at this incredible wall of Civil War.
Okay, starting back in 1990, a group of veterans were together at a meeting, and they said they wanted to figure out some way to honor all the veterans from Sheboygan County that have served and both have given the ultimate sacrifice in the wars that they have served in. So they put a team of 13 men together and started this committee. And so they have kept working on it. And then in 1994, they were able to dedicate this memorial. So yes, it's 31 years ago today. And right here, we're starting out with the Civil War stone. The names you see on this front side that you can read are the veterans, they're the soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Between this stone and the Civil War stone over here to my left has like 480 names on it. And so again, the stones you see there, there's a Spanish-American War. There's only two veterans that were the sacrifice. Then we go over here to the World War I stone, and then we also have a title here for the global war on terrorism. We had two soldiers do the ultimate sacrifice on that.
Now, what about this wall, the next one?
The next one is somewhat of a comment from Franklin D. Roosevelt. Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoyed forget in time that men have died to win them privileges. And again, the dedication to the memorial of the men and women of Sheboygan County who have made the supreme sacrifice in the defense of our nation.
Wow, incredible. With World War II, I can see that.
World War II.
As we remember, John Ibe from World War II as well.
Yes, yes, that's we do. We have John Ibe on the memorial here, but he's not on this planet here because he survived the war. It was, and now we're going to add more of his family here. Fernando is going to work on that.
Of course, I am.
All right.
And then we have the Korean War.
And they had the Korean Warrior. And here again, you can see the names of the number of veterans that gave the ultimate sacrifice. And then we get
To the Vietnam War, 1964 to 1975. Tell me about it.
this is, I'm a blessed man. I was over in Vietnam in 1970 from January to May, and I was medevac out in May after a helicopter crash in Vietnam. So fortunately, my name is not on the front wall here, but I do have classmates on here. There's a Leroy Taylor up here. It was the classmate of mine in high school. There's a Grunwald right here, Jerome Grunwald. He grew up in Howard's Grove. I knew him. And so I do know some soldiers that are on the front wall.
I did see your name though on this wall, but on the other side though.
Yeah.
Why is it added on the other side?
After the memorial was built, you could pay $200 to have your name added to the monument. And that $200 pays for some of the costs to have your name etched into the stone.
Right.
And it also helps on the grounds upkeep, paying lights, mowing lawn, and just general upkeep of the memorial. We have about a $5,000 to $6,000 a year operating budget that we work with on this memorial.
Wow, this is great. And once again, happy anniversary to Sheboygan Veterans Memorial and to Alan Nohl, all the members of the committee as well. Alan Nohl, once again, is the chairman of the Sheboygan Veterans Memorial today that we celebrate and commemorate once again the anniversary.
today with Fernando Rojas
Thank you, Daniel. Yes.
at the Sheboygan County Veterans Memorial. It's the 31st anniversary, and we're here today to celebrate the names that are enshrined in the stone there. And so I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for having me here. I'm very honored to be here. Also, I know we're celebrating the 31st anniversary of the Sheboygan Veterans Memorial, one of the most beautiful memorials, not just in the United States, but also the world. And especially because I do represent the legacy of the Honorable John Ibe, who is a native of Sheboygan.
Well, tell me more about why you're here today.
Okay. So again, I came here to commemorate 31st anniversary, and also to learn more about the life, the incredible life of John G. Ibe. And today I actually happen to be visiting the tomb of his parents. Learned that his father, John G. Ibe, was actually a Lutheran. I always thought he was a Roman Catholic because his sister, Marie, maybe was a devout Roman Catholic and a very important member of the Catholic Church in San Diego, California. So I learned that actually John was Lutheran, but I found it incredibly amusing because the Lutheran Church was founded by Martin Luther, who was a Roman Catholic priest. So why not?
Do you feel that your faith has brought you here today?
Absolutely. Not only my faith brought me here today, but it taught me about the faith of John Ibe, and actually learned that he was actually a Lutheran, and I was very, very touched by that, and to learn more about his family, who are very much involved in the military.
So when you stand here today, and you look around and you see the monument, you see the names, the dates,
Yeah.
and do you connect that to your faith whatsoever?
Absolutely, because America was founded with people of faith. You know, they fought to make this great country of free, based on the faith of God, and that's why we are actually next to a Lutheran church right here. Again, learning that John, in fact, is a Lutheran, and what a great hero. But also very proud that he was recognized in the Roman Catholic Church as the war hero of World War II. So why not?
What will you say
Right.
to these names, to these people?
Right.
What will you say to them at this moment, standing here, surrounded by their names,
Absolutely.
surrounded by the monuments?
Absolutely.
What would you say?
I would say to them that I know they're very much alive, especially today, because I just learned while visiting John Ibe's parents' tomb that my father passed away. And I thought I was not going to have this interview conducted, but I heard the voice of my father saying that I'm here with you, and I'm very much alive. Just like all of these heroes are very much alive. So I would say to them that not only we remember, as I remember my father today, but that we know that the God of Israel is the God of the living, not the God of the dead.
Well, today let us remember your father, and let's remember the names of all these heroes.
Thank you so much, Dan. I'm very proud. I'm very honored that you have me here today. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Ellen, I'm really honored to be sitting here with you at this memorial, which your name is enshrined upon. Your name is on it.
Yes, yeah.
And you were telling me a few stories that you have served in the military.
Yes, I have.
And so sitting here with you today, being able to hear you talk about some of the things that you've experienced, it's really a wonderful experience for me.
Right.
It really is.
I'm glad that we can all be here and enjoy this memorial. Yeah, I did serve in U.S. Army. I enlisted, and in 1970, January of 1970, I went had orders to go to Vietnam. I was a Huey helicopter maintenance personnel, so I worked on Huey helicopters, and really, they're a fascinating machine, and they're very durable. I mean, you can kind of abuse them. They still stay together. And one day they asked for an extra gunner, and I decided to go from the maintenance hangar, and I was a gunner on the Huey, and then they promoted me to being a crew chief. And when you're a crew chief, if they assign you a helicopter, and it's like you own it. It's your helicopter. You're responsible to make sure it's flyable 24/7. Yeah, I will tell you a quick story. There would be days we would fly until 8, 9 o'clock at night, and there's a routine maintenance that has to be done when you're back for the next day. And there'd be nights I'd work on that helicopter till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the next day 7 o'clock we're back at it. We're back at it. The other, the other nice thing about it, a little bit, those that have served in the military know that you have guard duty, you get KP, you have all these other little side jobs that sometimes aren't real pleasant. But because I was a crew chief, I'm exempt from all that because I didn't have time to do all these side jobs. My job was to keep that helicopter flying.
Wow, that's incredible. And also, I understand, Alan, that to maintain this beautiful memorial, like I said, one of the most beautiful ones, not just in the U.S., world, and it costs money. So please tell us about how we can help.
Okay, just so that the people understand, we have an operating budget of between $5,000 to $6,000 a year, and that is to pay for the light bill. We have a water bill. We got to pay somebody for cutting the lawn here. There's maintenance that has to be done, and then one that's beautiful.
Well, and I suppose
that they have to be
those stars,
and sealed.
memoriam that those stars represent, right? That's why we're here today. I mean, that's why this is here to begin with.
Yes. And the real thing, founding fathers, I wasn't a part of it at the time, but the founding fathers, that's what their whole intention was, really to honor those names that are on that black granite. Those are the ones that gave the ultimate sacrifice for the United States, for this state and county. And that's what the founding fathers wanted to do. They wanted a way to recognize what they gave. And that's why that's where they really started. These gray walls are additions. All these names that are on these walls, they're veterans that have been in wars. You can see World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, but they've all made it home. They've all made it home. Only those that were killed in action are on the black.
Right. Thank you so much, Alan, for this incredible opportunity to be here with you. And thank you, Daniel, for inviting us to share our thought, especially now that we're commemorating the 31st anniversary of this incredible Sheboygan Veterans Memorial. Thank you.
And if anybody wishes to donate money to us, you go to the Sheboygan County Veterans Memorial website. And on there is a tab that says donate. Click on that tab, and that tab will tell you how you can donate to this memorial and help support this thing. Yes, we'll do everything we can to keep it going. That's our goal.
Alan, tell me about the crash that you were in.
Okay, I was crewing on a healing helicopter that was called a smoky ship. And what it is, they modify it so that we can smoke the landing zone on either on the left or right side. And the object of that is so if there's enemy on them flanks, we put smoke over the top. They can't see nothing, but they can hear. So they don't have a target to shoot at. So I was flying on a smoky ship, and
Where were you seated?
I was sitting in the door gunner seat.
You were in the gunner seat.
Yeah, it wasn't a gunner seat, yes. And so we did a pass, and we were turning to come back and make the pass on the other side. And we were out there. We were as a team. And I was in the lead helicopter, and I'm sitting like where my thumb is on my hand,
okay.
And the pilots are up here,
Sure.
So I'm here and I'm facing out. I'm facing out like this, looking straight out, but we're traveling that direction.
So you're looking the opposite direction almost?
No, I'm looking off to the side.
Okay.
I'm looking straight off to the side because that's the way I'm sitting. And I got an M60 machine gun in front of me to,
In your hands.
Yeah, my hands. Oh, yeah. And, what happened is the other helicopter ran through, tear gas. And, we weren't informed that was out there in the area. So when we stirred the gas up and they flew through it, the pilots basically lost sight.
So there were two helicopters, your helicopter, and then the second helicopter.
Yes,
Moving in through the tear gas, they were
yes.
disrupted by the
And
gas. Yeah.
And the pilot knew, now if we were flying towards the trees here, the pilot knew enough that the trees were there, that he had to make a turn to get away from them. Well, we were ahead of them, so we were turning and they turned quicker. They, you know what I'm saying?
Turned back into you?
They turned into us.
Yeah.
They came from the side. They came from the side, and so now when you're sitting in a helicopter, it's not flat. When you're making a corner, it's tipped. So I'm sitting here and I'm basically looking down. We come over the intercom. We're taking on fire. So I'm looking to see if I can see.
Taking fire.
We're taking fire. I mean, somebody's shooting at you. So I'm looking down to see if I can find that place where that could be.
So now you can fire back at it?
I want to fire back at it. All of a sudden, I'm glancing up, and I'm going to say less than probably 100 yards away, that other helicopter was coming straight at us. And I go, this is not a good situation. So I called to my pilot, and I told him, drop it and die, drop it and die.
Radio?
Yeah, you always
Microphone radio?
you will wear an intercom system. You have a helmet on that's got
So
a
you call into him, you say,
drop it, dive, because he's facing that way and the helicopter is coming at me this way. He has no, he's totally blind to it. He doesn't know what's going to happen. So I have to give him instructions. And we have such faith with ourselves when we do it. They always call us guys the back crew. They call us the back crew. When the back crew tells you to do something, you don't question it. You do it because they know something's wrong and they aren't going to explain it. You got to do it because if you don't, you're in big trouble.
So we're talking about matters of seconds.
Yes.
Matters of moments.
Yes.
And so what happens?
So I told him to drop it and dive, and he did. So I'm sitting here and watching that other helicopter. We're down low enough.
You're dropping.
We're dropping. We're down low enough that they're going to fly over the top. Well, we couldn't get far enough away from it because we're right down on the treetops to begin with. So when they came along and they were over the top of us, our rotor blades sucked the air away from them. So they landed right on top of us. And that tore the rotor blades off of us, busted the tail.
Well, okay, Alan, I don't want to ruin the story, but you told me that you were the lone survivor.
Yes.
You told me you were the lone survivor.
Right.
And that is an amazing, it's a story that I don't know who else could tell me something like that.
So then, once I was on the ground and we were out in the thick jungle, the old forest area, there was no place for another helicopter to land to get me out. So they threw a rope down to me, and I tied the rope along my chest, under my arms, and I told them I'm good to go. So they lifted me out, and they flew me at least, I don't know how familiar with it, I'm gonna say like 20 miles on that rope.
While you were on a road?
I was on the rope, tied to the rope. And they asked me how high up we fly. I told them I hoped that we were flying at about 1,300 feet because an AK-47, the rifle bullet, only goes up 1,200 feet. So I was out of their range. Yeah, so
Alan,
and when we landed on a fire base. All you have to imagine is you go over and you look at a big anthill, and it was brown and ash on it. That's how high up it was when we were coming down. That's what it looked like. We were landing on an anthill. And I'm sure everybody that was there was watching the spectacle of me coming down.
Well, I do have, maybe this is an odd question.
Okay.
What would you say to young fellas that are wanting to join the military now?
I would tell them, do it. Because there's, other than that one bad day, I'm going to say I had a great experience being in the military. You know, they taught me something that I wanted to learn about maintenance on a helicopter. I got to go, I started at Fort Campbell, I went to Fort Rucker, then I went to Vietnam. On the way to Vietnam, we landed in Hawaii, so I got to see Hawaii airport, a little bit of Hawaii. There's a lot of talk about during the Second World War, Wake Island.
Yeah.
On our way to Vietnam.
You saw what
We landed it.
you landed?
The aircraft we were flying on had some mechanical problems. So we landed on Wake Island.
All right.
Otherwise, we were supposed to go straight through. After I was wounded and burned, I was sent to the hospital in Japan. So I was there for 45 days and I healed up. And while I was there, some of us went to a live sumo wrestling. And then after that, I was stationed in Okinawa, come back to the States. And then the base I was on, we played war games with Russia. Or actually, just during the Cold War. But I say we played war games over in Germany. So they took everybody on the base that was here in the United States, put us on jets, and we flew to Germany. So I got to spend 45 days in Germany. So I got to see a lot of the world being in the service, which I never, this farm boy otherwise would have probably left Wisconsin.
Well, you never told me where you grew up. How time did you grow up?
I grew up in Johnsonville.
Johnsonville, yes. Sheboygan County.
Yeah,
Yes.
Johnsonville.
Yeah.
You've had Johnsonville brats.
I've had many.
Well, when I got out of the service, that's the company I worked
Okay.
for 38 years. So I can tell you all about Johnsonville brats too.
Well, it sounds like you can tell me about a lot of things. You've had very many experiences, and I thank you for sharing some of that. I'm with us.
More than welcome.